My name's Thomas Spangler. I'm the CTO of Dcoin.
Yeah, how'd you get here? How'd you get here,
It
man?
was a little bit of luck, actually. It was a stroke of luck, and kind of at the right place, at the right time. It's a good story. So I've always been a techie. I started programming when I was like 15 years old, and Pascal and Python and all those things. My dad was Department of Homeland Security, cyber assets and stuff. It runs in my blood, just working on computers, geek mode. So I decided, well, it's time for a change. I'm going to do something different now. Yeah. And I decided to get licensed in real estate. I was like, it's America. I can do what I want. I can pick whatever career path I want. I'm going to see if this is going to be a thing now. So I decided to go get licensed as a realtor. Passed with flying colors and started looking around for good brokerages to work for. And I found Momentum Realty. And as soon as I started here, I realized that this Momentum Realty wasn't the average brokerage. I met Matt, I met Charles right there off the bat, and I was like, wow, these guys are really cool. They're sharp, seem very, very smart. So I guess I think this is a good place. It's a good place to be. Not even 2 weeks later, I get sucked right back into the tech scene. By the way, we're doing this, and you know how to do Python? Are you a Python programmer? What the heck are you doing real estate for? So that was the birth of Dcoin. It was about 1 to 2 weeks after I literally walked into the office to become an agent here.
So that kind of picked you out. They're like, oh, look at this guy. It's on his resume. Did you put down your resume? Or did they just...
I don't know. Was that there? You saw those.
We had no idea.
Yeah, I had no idea.
It was a surprise. That's cool.
Yeah, so we just began. We had a really good idea, and we ran with it. We thought, and since we were all real estate agents and licensed, we explored that field and realized that there was problems with the field. I'm sure Charles talked about the problems in the real estate industry right now with the centralization with the NAR and how they're just buying all this information, reselling it back to the people that just gave them the information in the first place. It's just kind of like it's a broken system almost. So we wanted to figure out a way to fix it. We're all tech people. We're familiar with blockchain technology. It was a good avenue. It was a very good avenue, and we came up, and that's when it was born. My responsibilities at the very beginning were to create the prototypes. I'm responsible for the first prototype of Dcoin HQ and the first contract, and the first the infrastructure and how the system would work, in the back end. We grabbed a couple more developers to help with the tech development, the blockchain, because blockchain was still somewhat of a newer thing for me. I dealt with Bitcoin a lot when it was first kind of thing. I remember getting into Bitcoin when it was about $400 a piece. That's about right when I got into Bitcoin. So I had a little bit of experience with Bitcoin and encryption and all that good stuff. I was like, all right, well, I know about this. I've been a programmer. I'm familiar with it. I didn't go out and specifically study this. But over the past several years, while we have been developing these tech projects here out of this office, I've gone from being a Python web developer to straight up blockchain developer. The programming languages, everyone knows programming languages. Programming languages are, once you learn one core programming language, a lot of them are they're similar. You just got to learn the difference, this new syntax is all it really is. Yeah. And that's what we did. We built it from the ground up, and built a working platform, and then moved on to the next step, so it was a lot of hard work.
Are you guys eventually going to also make your own pathway to be a native blockchain eventually?
It's something we're discussing it. We're discussing it. It's up in the air, and we're trying to figure out our best option in that regard. Building a blockchain is a lot more in depth than building a token.
Right.
It is possible. I've gotten my feet wet enough in encryption technology and all the key pairing and stuff to know how to do it, but it just takes a lot of development hours. Yeah. A lot of development hours. So the first step, I think, to get there is to upgrade our protocols. Right now we're looking at currently we're on ERC 223 protocol, the Ethereum network. We started on ERC 20. ERC 20's got it's got pros and cons, and we decided we're going to upgrade to the 223 contract semi-recently. It's better technology, it's better protocol, or better standard rather, and we've discovered another protocol or another standard that actually might even be better, 721. The one that CryptoKitties use to hold all their information on the blockchain. So we want to be able to hold identities and verifying information stuff, basically MLS on the blockchain. That's our next step. And 721 will facilitate that. The next year or two will tell us. We're waiting for the next year, the next few months to a year, to really make a calculated decision on whether we want to go down that path or actually make our own native chain. So it's something we're going to decide in the near future.
That's good. That's good. So I see you guys like we were out there earlier, have expanded your team. Tell me some of the things you guys have on the back end developer end, on your app, on the website. How is that functioning for Decoin right now?
Well, the back end is there. That's really all of it. I mean, the back end, there's a lot of back end that goes on. For this much front end, there's always this much back end. Our front end is we have the Decoin platform. Actually, we showed you guys that a little while ago, just a little tour, little commercial. We have our launch platform. It's basically just a landing site for our token raise. And then we just recently upgraded from our original HQ. This is what we started on, was the original decoinhq.com platform. It's our original domain name that we wanted to develop as the platform for people to come purchase tokens and use those tokens to redeem for in exchange for real estate commissions. And we decided we wanted to upgrade that. We went to decoin.com, made a whole new platform, upgraded HQ 2.0, we wanted to actually turn that into more of a social platform eventually. So as time goes on and we get more users and more funding, we plan on expanding that platform even further, and turning it into a more of a social thing, a social platform almost.
Cool.
Where people can come on there and exchange in different ways. Zillow did the same thing, honestly. When Zillow was down here, and now they've just become this huge conglomerate now.
That's cool.
So yeah.
That's cool. I like that. So, in terms of your journey here at Decoin, how has your journey up to this point been so far? Because you started off, you came through the door, you got your glimmer of hope. How did you get dragged out all the way till here? How's that been?
It's been busy. It's been really busy. It's been fun. It's been stressful. It's been educating. Very, very educating. It's been eye-opening. There's a lot about the business that I just was unaware of until you really get that deep. When you're in the water up to here, you kind of really realize, oh, well, this is real. My journey has been, it's those things: stressful and educating, and really just it's fun. Honestly, there has been a fun part to it, because it's rewarding to see all this work actually working. Here is all these pieces we got to put together, and then now you have a working product out here. It's really exciting to see something that's actually working. This is real, and that's our work. We did that, It's very rewarding.
It's rewarding. Yeah, it feels good. It's good. Yeah. So, as your journey continues, where do you see yourself with Decoin in expansion towards, the outer market and all your investors? Well, not necessarily investors, because I know you guys don't consider yourself to be, necessarily called an ICO and all that. But how do you guys see yourself projecting into the world?
Well, I guess I'll circle back around to our expansion regarding the MLS and stuff. Right now, we're twofold. Right now, we have our agents who and we have our customers. Right. So our agents or brokerages have agreed to accept the Decoins or accept lower commissions for basically hot new leads in their area that they have exclusive rights to. There's the twofold means of the buyers and the sellers. So you have buyers, which require Bitcoins or Decoins to buy a home 20, and then for selling it's very similar, but it's it's a little bit different. It's your buyers and your sellers. For me, I think we really want to drive towards, or we really want to push towards expanding that network. That's really our goal right now. My goal is to really expand that network and actually turn this into a widely used platform. Right now, we have coverage. We have a lot, really good coverage in the United States. 163 locations currently, but there are some locations in the United States where brokerages could be 200 miles apart.
Right.
We want to fill in those gaps so that we're able to accommodate anyone in the United States.
Right.
anyone, no matter where you are. It can be, Hodunk in North Dakota or whatever, and just click a button and boom, right there. And you'll drop 2 pins on the map. Here's your decoin brokerage right here. That was easy, wasn't it?
That's cool.
Yeah. My goal is to keep pushing this forward and actually start facilitating an end-to-end solution, from the very beginning on a house, and the very end being not just closing at the agent, but actually containing all of this information, like the paperwork and the closing documents and the HUD and all that stuff on the blockchain. One end-to-end solution is actually what I would love to see in the coming year or two.
No, it's really relevant to what we were talking earlier. I was talking with Charles about that because I have a personal experience where my family went through that. There was a Bank of America had bought out some company. I don't remember what it was, but basically they never contracted over the paperwork. Paperwork was lost, so all these people have homes and there's no paperwork. Nobody knows where anything is. So it's like blockchain technology to me is very, very important, like in the real estate game for that reason. Like blockchain technology, you can literally use it anywhere. And I find it really interesting because you guys are trying to create that, and it's it's here, it's local, it's available to Americans, and it's you don't really find a lot of cryptocurrency stuff going around in America as much as you do in other countries. For example, the Bank of England, they're building their own like blockchain based system where they can transfer stuff through banks and things like that. America falls behind in that aspect, so it's like really exciting seeing where you guys are coming from with all this, and I love that. I love that about Deedcoin. Yeah. But another question would be, what would you say in terms of giving hope and presenting your product to, people out there kind of like me who's been recently like looking for a home and, kind of figuring things out because those percentages are high. So, I mean, on your end, from your research, how do you, overcome those hurdles where people might have like skepticism or they don't know about the market kind of thing?
We get that a lot. People are still scared. I still actually mention to old friends who know this, and they know what I'm doing. They know what we produce here. They're friends of mine, and there's some people they're still skeptical. They're just like, wait a minute, really, yes, really.
Exactly.
I've been telling you this for months now. Yes, it is. But really, 1%, really? Yes. You can literally show up to the buyers or to the closing table, and a buyer can get money at the closing table. This is where we can facilitate this. And I know there's some people that are just there's a lot of people. The real estate industry is old. It's a very big industry. It's the biggest industry, and it's very old. And there's always going to be people that are just stuck in their ways. I'm stuck in my ways in a lot of things that I do. Some people just love to have an analog pencil and paper or pen and paper.
Right.
But I have noticed that the world, or the country and the world, is moving towards a digital direction. They're moving towards a direction that's more digital. We love to keep things on a database, and not just database, but a blockchain. It's like a better version of a database almost. I feel like we could take everything that is being done in the real estate industry right now currently and put it on a blockchain. It's so much more efficient. It's so much better. People see that and they are skeptical. They're just like, I don't trust that. I don't want to get into that. It's too complicated. It's too new. It's too complicated. Yeah. One of my goals is to make it so that it's easier for them. It's more user friendly. I want to be able to create a platform that allows it to be super easy for people that are unfamiliar with with crypto and digital computers, period. Who make it easier for them to get into it and understand it and reap the benefits. That's basically it. I know I wrote some things in the portal. It's like yeah, I'm thinking back. Oh yeah, that's right. The portal. It was one of the reasons we actually decided we ran our last sales phase and we accept credit cards for payment for crypto.
Right.
Not only because we're compliant, but we wanted to make it so that people don't even have to go through that whole complicated rigmarole of going through Coinbase and purchasing these and then changing them over going to do this. And then finally being able to do this, and then they have to know that that's their address and that's their wallet. There's so much information to take in. What if we could just make it so that a customer can just go in there, click this button, now click this button, and then you're done. What's your credit card number? Because you're used to that. You've seen that before. Click. It's like, oh yeah, I'm used to. Now that's familiar now. And that makes more comfortable, and we can get people to enter into the crypto market that way.
I guess that's another aspect of it, because a lot of people find the crypto world complicated, because you do have to go through, like, let's say you want to trade some Bitcoin on Binance for something else, you got to go to Coinbase, or if you want to buy it on like Cash App and then pay the mining fees and trade it on your wallet and then get it on the exchange, like, you know, it is a process, and a lot of people don't understand that. So it is really neat that you guys kind of just have it all built in to one, so it's user friendly.
We try. We try. And we want to make it better, because in my opinion, everything can always be improved. Now, I know we have a pretty good solid from our reviews, from the feedback that we've gotten. We have a really, really good portal and a really good workflow that is able to accommodate this. You know, but again, there's always room for improvement. Right. So that's where my driving force comes from. I want to be able to keep getting better and keep rolling out new things that people see that and go, okay, let me explore this over here. This looks interesting. My grandson does this.
My grandson does this.
I want to get into this now.
That's so cool.
You know, I would love to see that, you know?
Yeah, like, I think Matt had told me earlier that you guys had, like, some, like, older people, like, getting Decoin in the room. Yeah, it's really cool. No, because we were at CVS earlier, and I was just like, I looked at this lady, and I was like, hey, have you heard of Bitcoin? The guy's like, she's like, what? I don't even have a computer. And it's like, you know, it's like the older generation. I don't, not that they shouldn't get into this, because, you know, it's huge. It's always moving forward. You never know when something could come up, and things move fast. The truth is, technology, when it develops, it moves faster over the years. Like, it used to be, you know,
especially in this market.
Yes, especially. You're right.
Lightning quick in this.
No, it's like look at the internet. It was nothing a couple of years ago. Now there's you got that itty bitty little slim computer over there, and it used to take
that thing would have been a big shoulder.
Right, exactly. So I mean, it's really cool. It's really interesting. I mean, I love it what you guys do here. You know, innovation is always the future, and I feel like Decoin is just innovating the, you know, realtor and market industry. Like, that's really cool. Like, you guys are now becoming, and eventually, like, I hope you guys can be like the Netflix of the, you know, the housing market and realtor business, because all these older methods, like, they just need to be disrupted, because when you get too comfortable with one product, for example, you know, you had your cable television, everything got expensive, you get your rises up, everyone just wants more money, monopoly, and it just doesn't become a free market anymore. So I think it's really interesting that you guys are bringing something, you know, so spectacular to the table that's making an impact, you know, here in America first, but also eventually maybe globally. You know, so I mean, it's super exciting. I just love what you guys have going on here.
Yeah, it's an inevitability. You know, if we wouldn't step up to the plate, then someone else would.
Right.
You know, Uber was an inevitability. It's a disruptor. You know what I mean? That's my stance. That's my view on it. You know, so, and those things are going to keep coming. You know, 2019 is going to be another huge year. You know, 2018 has been a big year so far for, you know, crypto development and seeing where everything's going, watching the markets and see how everything unfolds, and things are going to change some more in 2019, et cetera, so on and so forth. It's going to be great to watch and be a part of, you know, more than anything. So.
Yeah, usually, like, one day we'll be like, you know, well, I hope not. We don't destroy the earth, but, like, we'll be like Wally, or I don't know if you heard the 100 kind of thing. Yeah, it's like, well, in the year 2021, it's like, oh, like, look at this. Yeah. Like, we'll be the Jetsons. It'll get there one day, you know, but they're around, you know. So it's cool. I'm excited to get there, and I'm excited that you're a part of it. I'm really excited, because the world needs people like you. The world needs people that accelerate forward, that are innovation thinkers, and, you know, it just needs to be disrupted. Like, so I'm very, very, very happy with what you guys are doing here. Confident with what you're doing, and I do hope you guys the best. And don't worry, when I buy my house, I'll be like, Decoin. Thank you so much for being with us today. It was a pleasure. I love this. You guys, if you have any questions, make sure to reach out on their website. Like you guys heard Charles say earlier, they do have, you know, support at all times. They're easily contactable, and that's one of the major issues with you know, these ICOs and other industries who people jump in. Nobody can access them. And I think it's really cool that you guys, you know, you have something set up. You have a working product that's already out there before you even got into this. Like, that's you know, you don't see much, you know, tech startups and things like that have already, boom, we have something, you know. So it's really cool that you guys, you know, listed as an ICO, but you guys, you know, have more of that tech startup, you know, kicker to it, where you already have what you present. You can already, you know, facilitate the public, and, you know, it's there. So you have a trustable, you know, product. So it's cool. Really happy.
That's how we do.
Thanks. Thanks so much.